Well, good morning, internets. Here we are. Have ourselves a start to another day. For me, it's pretty much continued, run on from yesterday. Kinda is what it is, and welcome to our vlog. Well, my mind was busy last night, wouldn't shut off. I had a little bit of a issue that I guess my mind blew out of proportion. My mind blew out of proportion, and I spent all night obsessing about it, worrying about it, trying to remedy the situation. That this morning, with a simple 5-minute phone call, put everything at ease, and it turned out there was no issue to begin with in the first place. Isn't our minds interesting? Isn't our minds a very complicated thing? You know, it's almost a living, breathing, if you will, creature. It sort of makes us who we are and what we are. It sort of defines kinda us, sort of. You know, our minds have the ability to create beautiful things like paintings, poems, poetry, writings, stories, you name it, right? You know, it has the ability to produce some wonderful songs, like movies, on and on. Like, there's no limit to what the mind can do. But at the same time, it has the ability to destroy things. You know, to create things that can destroy other living things, create words that can hurt or destroy other people. It has the ability to cause chaos and confusion in one's own self through thoughts and actions and words and, you know, things like that as well, that sometimes a person can't really even control. And no matter what they try in a night to turn one's mind off, they just can't. So it runs all night, filling your mind full of garbage, filling it full of confusion that you just can't seem to work your way through. That, like I said, in the morning, a simple phone call alleviated everything. And it wasn't even a problem to begin with, because it was just the way my mind worked, and or works in general. And you know, maybe I've been working it too hard the last little while, obsessing over my route list, my town list for my road trip. Maybe I've been worrying about Dad's headstone and marker a little too much, because, well, it's one of them things that I've been wanting to get done for years, that it's took a lot of sacrificing and saving to save up that kind of resources to finally be able to get it done. But at the same time, when it is done, it's going to kind of be final, because right now it's just a gray piece of concrete in a cemetery. It's not real. But once Dad's name's on it, then it becomes real, official, that, you know, he did die. He is buried there. You know, his body's buried there, kind of a thing, right? You know, maybe my mind has been working overtime. Maybe I'm mentally tired. But that being said, the night wasn't a total wash or waste. I did do some editing of some vlogs and videos for the upcoming weeks, as well as started the uploading process to YouTube. So they will be good to go, and they should run into the best part of when I am gone. So between now and then, I'll shoot some more and fill up the spots in between. And when I'm gone, there won't be or shouldn't be a break in the content. Once I get back, we'll see what happens once I get back. There'll be some editing time that I'll need to edit stuff up and sort through footage because, well, there's a potential of having 30 days of footage. Potential of having 116 scheduled separate videos to edit, plus compilation mixes, plus things that catch my attention. So there's going to be a lot of videos and footage that I will be able to shoot, potentially shoot, and edit over the next little while, providing that everything goes good, right? It's just the way our minds work, or just the way my mind works, and after a while I get mentally tired, physically, emotionally drained, and then you kind of got to shut down and go away or recover. So I'm hoping that everything levels on out before I leave for my road trip, but I think it'll be good to get away because it's been years since I've had a road type camping trip. When I was way back, just got my license, I used to go and explore and drive, spend hours driving, and it's kind of weird how your life changes, your direction in life changes. You try to start a family, you buy a house, and then all of a sudden those fun things you used to do, you no longer do anymore. You become focused on one thing and one thing only, and your personal needs or personal wants, whatever they may be, are no longer important because you have a family. You got a wife, you got a kid, you got a house, and those fun things you used to do sometimes don't happen anymore, and after a while it's time to get back to the basics, get back to where you once were, try to get back to happiness, right? But that being said, guys, I'm gonna probably head her on out. It's kind of rainy out there and wet today, so it doesn't look like a walk in the park today, but probably a stop by the pet store got me to return a harness that I bought the other day that was too big. And other than that, maybe a stop by the trailer, load up some stuff. It's a little cool, so I'm not sure if I want to do that today or wait for another day. But it is what it is, and we'll catch you all later. Well, hello internets, here we go. A little bit of a afternoon update. Well, went out this morning, did some running around, and got a couple things done, which was a bonus. Had breakfast with a family member, so was nice to have a social outing, Don't really get out much, so any chance I get is always a good thing. Well, there was a notice given out, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 days ago, and it said something like, today at 8 o'clock in the morning we will be cleaning the parking lot. Please move all your vehicles, no exceptions. Any vehicles not moved will be towed. And then of course you would be responsible for the costs of towing, as well as they're not responsible for any damages to your vehicle when it's being towed and all that wonderful stuff. So everybody moved their vehicle out onto the street, or took it with them to work, or made it disappear, or folded it up and put it in their storage room, or whatever they do with them. And lo and behold, when I come back this afternoon, the parking lot is still dirty. Now, of course, there's certain things that pop up, like equipment failure, or the workers wanted an extra day off, or maybe they got abducted by aliens in the dust cloud or whatever. But here they've rescheduled it for another day. Well, there's people angry because they had to move their beater vehicle, broke down cars that haven't moved since probably this time last year. Even in the wintertime, when they said that all vehicles must be moved to plow snow, some of these derelict rides didn't even move then. You know, they've sat long enough, they have flat tires. And they didn't get towed in the wintertime, and they probably weren't even going to get towed this time around either, but people did move their broke down vehicles. So of course now people are angry because they went through all this hassle and nothing happened. Well, you know, that's what happens, right? Do you realize that if everybody grabbed a broom and, you know, a shovel and a garbage can and swept out the stall they park in, then there wouldn't be any need at all to sweep the parking lot? Because we're maintaining our own dirt that we track in on the wheels of our vehicles. You know, each time you go out, especially in the wintertime, you know, you're bringing in salt and sand on your on the snow lumps that stick to your vehicle. People with their 4x4 vehicles tend to go play in the mud, and then they park in the parking lot and the vehicle sheds mud, and then, you know, that adds to the dirt as well. But instead of us cleaning it, you know, we have to pay our high rent so they can hire it done and somebody else clean it. Do you really think our tax dollars would be so high if we actually, you know, maintained certain things rather than having to pay it done because it's so dirty, because nobody respects any property? Well, anyways, that being said, I came on home, had me some supper, watched a couple of PVR shows, and here we are now. My uploads have run on through, which most definitely is a good thing. Just gotta fill out all the informations and dates and thumbnails and stuff, and basically wait for them to filter on down. One of these days, preferably tomorrow or the next day here, I want to do some you know, cleaning of the camper and stuff, getting it all ready, because before you know it, time will be here to leave for the road trip, and you never know, maybe I'll get her done a few days earlier and leave a few days earlier. Who knows? The earlier I leave, per se, the less rushed I will be at the other end, and the less rushed I am at the other end, the more I will enjoy it, as well as the more stops I can get in before my time, per se, runs out. So, you never know, right? A few days earlier doesn't really matter, per se, because the rent is automatic withdrawal, and the bills have been took care of, and other than buying some groceries and fueling up the truck and making sure that I can have the truck and trailer a few days early, then everything works out, right? Looking at the weather, we could be in for a wet couple of weeks coming up here, and then it looks like the weather breaks, and we could be in for some sunnier weather while I'm on the road. But when you're out in nature, it is what it is. You got to take the good with the bad. You might have some wet days and some good days, but you know, I got a raincoat, I got a change of clothes. You know, one of the bonuses about a camper is it's got a furnace, and so you can turn the furnace on at nights or in the early mornings to take the chill off, which is a good thing. You know, when I was doing the cargo trailer build, I had great intentions and great plans. However, I failed to realize exactly the cost of doing said build. You know, maybe I'd started out with blank canvas and it was too expensive. My 7x14 aluminum framed, like all aluminum cargo trailer, just the bare bones trailer, you know, was over $10,000. And then I had the two windows, the RV door, the vent installed in it. and that was another $5,000 on top of it, and that's not including the woodworking that I did, the spare tire I bought, the jacks, and a few other things. So when you add on, what, 16, maybe $17,000, you know, especially if I could have finished it the way I wanted it to, it could have been, you know, 18 or so $1,000. When you factor in what kind of couple-year-old RV you can buy for $20,000, is it really worth doing the cargo trailer conversions, considering how expensive the furnaces and fridges and toilets and showers and all that stuff really are? You know, like I said, maybe I started with a base that was too expensive, but I had limitations. You know, my 6-cylinder Canyon didn't have the towing capacity to tow a steel frame trailer, especially the size of steel frame trailer that I needed to make the build comfortable. So that's why I went with aluminum frame, aluminum skin. You know, aluminum is supposed to be lighter, right? This trailer was 1,650 pounds off the lot before the windows and RV door and, you know, stuff like that, right? So even if it weighed 2,400 pounds, once those things were installed, it was still well within the towing capacity of the 6-cylinder Canyon. However, what killed it was the brick wall, the wind resistance, the drag, because I had an 8'4" trailer that was 7 feet wide, 8'4", being towed by a truck that was, what, 5 feet wide and 5'8" tall. So yeah, there was quite a bit of wind, and I don't know, the truck didn't like it. So I don't know if I ever did it again, which I'd still believe in the cargo trailer builds. I would probably buy an older camper that was 6-8 years old, maybe one that had been through insurance, that was written off, and use it for parts. Then that way you have almost everything you need. You may have to build some cabinets that are specific to your trailer, but you have all those appliances. But at the same time, if you're going to buy an RV that is 6 or so years old, you might as well buy one you can use and not have to lift a finger virtually the day you bring it home, instead of struggling trying to complete a build while wishing you were camping instead of building. It is what it is. We all have visions, we all have projects, we all have hopes and dreams, and sometimes we're lucky enough to make them a reality, and sometimes they're not. You know, sometimes we have to sell our project car and move on to something else, and it becomes a dream of somebody else's to finish that car that, you know, you and your dad always wanted to build, right? And never did, was able to finish it. But it is what it is, guys, and around we go. Gonna get on with the old evenings, and we'll catch you all later. Well, hello internet, here we are. We come to the end of another day. It was a good day. It was a bit of a busy one, but steady and good all the way around. It's kind of one of those days. We got a few things done, got some uploads done, and got some straightening out done, planning for the upcoming days. It was sure nice to receive some good customer service from a business. A little bit of a long stretch there where I've had bad service from multiple businesses in this town, enough that I've actually started going out of town to get stuff done or to buy stuff. But you know, support local, they say, right? Well, gonna end her all here. Today was a good one, tomorrow's another one. Round and round we go. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's Vlogs. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.